He was born a slave with nothing. By age 29, he owned 500 acres and a 22-room mansion. They called him the Potato King of the world. His name was Junius G. E. Groves, and American history tried to forget him. This is his story. Around 1859, a boy named Junius was born into slavery in Kentucky. We don't know the exact date. Enslaved people's births often weren't recorded. We don't even know who owned him. For his first 6 years, Junius Groves existed as property, not a person. Then 1865 changed everything. The Civil War ended. Slavery was abolished. Junius was free. But by the late 1870s, that freedom was hollow. Reconstruction collapsed. White supremacist violence exploded. Jim Crow laws spread like poison. The promise of freedom was being systematically destroyed. In 1879, 20-year-old Junius joined tens of thousands of black Southerners in the Great Exodus to Kansas. They called themselves Exodusters. Kansas represented hope. It had been a free state, and the Homestead Act offered land. Junius arrived with absolutely nothing. No money. No education. No connections. Just his freedom and his willingness to work. Junius found work as a farmhand near Edwardsville, Kansas. And he worked like his life depended on it, because it did. His employer noticed something: this young man outworked everyone. So he made an offer that would change history: 9 acres to farm on shares. 9 acres. That was the starting point. Junius married a woman named Matilda, and together they attacked those 9 acres with relentless focus. They saved every penny that didn't go to survival. By 1884, just 5 years after arriving in Kansas with nothing, Junius and Matilda had saved enough to purchase 80 acres of their own land. A formerly enslaved man in his mid-20s was now a landowner. But he was just getting started. Groves didn't just farm. He specialized. He chose potatoes, a crop with exploding demand as American cities grew. And he studied his crop like a scientist. He experimented with varieties. He optimized every technique. He built relationships with buyers. The results were extraordinary. By the late 1880s, less than a decade after arriving as a penniless farmhand, Junius Groves was producing more potatoes than any other farmer in his region. Then in Kansas. Then in America. They called him the Potato King of the world. Some accounts claim he produced over 700,000 bushels in a single year. Even if inflated, the number reflects the staggering scale of his operation. By 1888, Junius and Matilda owned 500 acres of prime farmland. They built a 22-room mansion to replace the one-room shanty they'd started in. But Groves wasn't done. He opened a general store. Planted orchards. Invested in mining and banking. He wasn't just building wealth. He was building community opportunity for other black families. Junius and Matilda raised 12 children on that farm. Later in life, Groves said his success came from the endless hard work and devotion of my wife and 12 children. This wasn't modesty. Running a 500-acre empire required enormous labor. This was a family operation where everyone contributed. But let's be clear about what Groves overcame: white competitors who resented his success, banks reluctant to lend to black farmers, buyers who tried to cheat him, and constant social segregation. He succeeded anyway. But he was exceptional. For every Junius Groves who acquired 500 acres, hundreds of black farmers lost everything to predatory lending, racial violence, or discriminatory laws. His success doesn't mean the system was fair. It means he beat a system designed to ensure he failed. Junius G. Groves worked his farm until his death in 1925 at age 66. His children continued the family business. That 22-room mansion still stands in Edwardsville, Kansas. Physical proof this story is real. But his name isn't in history textbooks. Most Americans have never heard of the Potato King of the world. Why? Because stories like his complicate the narrative that black Americans couldn't succeed without help or weren't ready for freedom. Junius Groves proved that black Americans, when given even minimal opportunity and not actively destroyed by violence, could achieve extraordinary success. His name was Junius G. Groves. Born enslaved. Died the Potato King. And now you know his name.